Hello and welcome to Krasnoyarsk, Russia. Visitors can take in the stunning views of the national parks. However, temperatures can easily drop to 30 below in winter, but summers are nice and warm. Perhaps the most pleasant climate this week is found indoors, as we'll be entering the Crystal Ice Arena this morning for the World Junior Curling Championships 2020. This morning here in Krasnoyarsk, it will be Switzerland taking on the home team Russia in the women's competition. Having played one game yesterday on opening day, this will be the women's second time on the ice. We'll meet the teams for Switzerland. At lead, we have Anna Gut. At second, Marina Lörtscher. At third, Elena Mattis. And Team Switzerland will be skipped by Selina Vichonke. For Russia, at lead, Anastasia Mishenka. At second, Irina Izanova. Third, we have Vera Tulyakova. And team skip for Russia, Vlada Rymantseva. We'll see all the teams participating in the women's competition. And it is Denmark, Japan, Korea, Russia and Switzerland sitting on top with their one win from yesterday. Canada, Hungary, Latvia, Norway and Sweden will be looking for their first win this morning. And here are the other games. It will be Sweden to play Canada, Norway take on Japan, Latvia to face off against Denmark, and just next door to our sheet it is Korea playing Hungary. So our main focus will be on Switzerland, Russia, but we'll keep you up to date elsewhere as we progress this morning. We'll see some Swiss fans, friends and family coming in for this one, sitting alongside the Russians. A lot of support for the home teams yesterday, and a few coming in for this morning draw as well. My name is Sandra Olvag. I'm joined by Olympic champion Rona Havi. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Sander.
We see the Russians picking up the last on draw with a few centimeters to spare. So they will have the last on advantage, and it will be Switzerland to get us going here as they face off against the reigning world champions, Russia. Lead Anna Gut will kick us off here. Of course, Switzerland generally excelling at curling competitions throughout history. They're taking on a nation who's certainly been growing in curling over the last few years, as maybe especially so after the Sochi Olympics.
Yeah, definitely. We're seeing a lot more younger Russian teams coming through.
Certainly a big country, and seem to be producing players left and right. You see Anastasia Mishenka, one of the many up-and-coming players. Early mistake here, though. It's a little bit soft on release. That's not always too forgiving. Switzerland sits just behind Russia in the medal standings at the World Juniors. Russia having picked up a third gold medal with this team last year. Switzerland sits at 2. As we take a look at the rules of play, it is a 5-stone free guard zone. We play a 6 ends minimum, and both teams awarded 38 minutes of thinking time per game, as well as a 160-second timeout, where they are allowed to bring their coach on the field of play. We see Switzerland coming into the house, so a chance for Mishenka to make up for that first mistake, and does so well. So always better to make the second shot if you're curling.
Absolutely. If you're going to make the error, make it with the first, and then you get the glory of the big shot with the second.
Marina Lerche. Well hit, check over. Just hang on the wing. Irina Rizanova playing second stones for Team Russia. We'll up the weight a bit here. Just roll out. Sometimes you see players just bring the weight up a little bit, throwing them wide. Afraid to maybe catch a bit of sharp pebble, but that seemed to run pretty straight. Ice conditions looking pretty superb yesterday, getting some really high quick split times. I think that will be something the teams will need to focus on again today, just utilizing the sweepers.
Well, certainly from the pre-game practice, they were getting the same splits as yesterday, so it's nice, it's the same speed, it's consistent. And really nice swings. You can bury behind guards anywhere on the sheet. But with the big swing we saw yesterday, the guards need to be fairly close to the rings to be usable, to bury behind.
Sweep! Sweep! Да, 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 да! Sweep! Sweep! Очень надо, да! Да, 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 да! Sweep! Whoa.
A little bit of a panic on the line early, but you can see with that, just the added weight, they all run pretty straight. As long as you throw them clean. Usually don't curl a lot on the upweight shots, so quite predictable. Elena Mattis at third for Switzerland. But of course, as they do run straight for the upweight shots, if you're ever just a little bit inside out on release, they won't come back. So real key to just throw them clean. Vera Tulyakova, at 21 years of age, will be her last year at junior level, being an under 21 competition. It's a great chance for Russia to split the rings here. Maybe set up a deuce early.
Yeah, just trying to level these up, not leave a double, but stops a wee bit high. A chance there now.
But this time bringing even bigger weight. Over curling, so changing up the call here, Vichonke. Thinking maybe make the roll instead, but so often you'll be stuck in between the two shots. Rolls too far.
Okay, diese war ein bisschen rund, hat schon fast aus der Hand. Wow! Поднять! Nice!
An error there from Russia, hit and roll out. So the chance of two, slim now at this end, play for the blank.
Это и сильно, и жестко.
Это 2.
Ну, это сильно.
Selina Vichonke
Wow. Elena,
for Switzerland.
Elena moest curlen. Ellie. Curlen.
Oh, early mistake here as well from the veteran, if you may call her that. At a very young age, she has, well, she's playing her 4th consecutive World Junior Curling Championships. Very few players get to play that many.
And she'd already seen several stones down that path, running very straight. Again, up weight. And we saw this yesterday, that sheet next to the crowd. That side just running slightly straighter.
Being alternate her first year back in 2016, she's skipped twice, played 4th rocks last year. Vichonke, they picked up bronze. Take a look at Vlada Rumyantseva, playing in her 3rd consecutive World Juniors. More or less the same team. Finished 8th 2 years ago, and then of course gold medal last year in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. But quite a few mistakes from both teams creeping in here in the first end, as they're just trying to wake up this morning.
Kom ik lief snel, er is nu een 3 gezien. Okay. Nu een 3 is het gezien. Kom even lief.
Of course, we are 6 hours ahead of time in Switzerland. So a little bit of an adjustment having to be made by most teams in the competition, or if not all of them. Quite far from all the teams' home base here in Siberia. This time Vichonke with no mistake, well, hit and stick.
A more controlled weight there. So it's a let-off really for Switzerland here. Twice Russia had a chance to set up a 2 and didn't take the opportunity.
Will be the blank attempt here for Team Russia. Hit and run. Prefer to blank and retain last stone advantage here. And this one will over curl, so another mistake from the Russians. They will score their single. So first team on the scoreboard. And after one end of play, it is Russia up 1-0 over Switzerland.
Шестой! Шестой! И не валит очень сильно! Пятый! Да-да-да-да-да! Очень сел! Да-да-да-да-да-да-да-да-да-да! Свип, 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 свип! Пятый сделаешь! Не сделаем, 4-й! Вау, по-моему, хорошо.
Да, мне тоже показалось. Ира, я не топлю, я буду просто
Second end underway, Switzerland, Russia. As we play the second session in the women's competition. Fourth altogether with the men as well playing here this week.
12. Kommen wir fast bis 10.
Wo ist er?
The men and women didn't play the same event in the early years, Rona. I believe you played the World Junior Championship without the boys present.
Yep, we did. It was the first year went from Europeans to Worlds that long ago. And it was just the women who played in Chamonix.
It's nicer to bring them all together, though.
It is, and I think at this age group, they play so many events around the season together. It's nice that the actual World Championships is men and women.
Does leave a bit less room for teams, of course. See 13 teams in the men's and women's World Championships. 10 teams in the junior, so it's becoming a really fierce competition to actually make it here or stay up. Of course, a couple of teams will be sent down to the qualification events.
Ik word auch nicht anspielen. Okay. So. Und zwischen Tick oder Guard? Ja, Hack ist gut, finde ich. Keine Leiche.
So essentially, it could be just one win between making the playoffs and getting relegated.
Yeah, it's really tough. Getting harder and harder each year.
Well, we've seen Scotland not make it to the World Junior A's this year for the first time. It's just a sign of what's to come. I think a lot of other nations will start taking over. Traditionally speaking, the big curling nations would be that of Scotland, Canada, Sweden, Switzerland, Norway. I'm certainly seeing a lot of new nations making it onto the scene, especially from Asia, but also Eastern Europe. Russia starting to become a force to be reckoned with in the curling world. And I think you'll see that at junior level first.
Yeah, and ranking at World Juniors. You know, that counts towards the Youth Olympic Games, European Youth Olympic Festival. So those opportunities for youngsters are getting greater and greater. All nations want to be here. They want to be gaining experience. And we've seen with more and more of the countries buying into the performance program side of the game, that knowledge is all being passed down to their junior programs. And the teams are getting stronger and stronger. They're working with physios, psychologists, nutritionists, strength and conditioning coaches, and bringing in coaching expertise from other nations.
Russia's medaled 5 times in the last 10 years for the women at the World Juniors.
Okay, gut gespielt. 12, 3.
So it's been pretty successful. It's been a while since Switzerland won the competition. Tanja Grevel won it back in 2005, so I'm sure the Swiss girls were motivated to bring Switzerland back on top.
Just looking to freeze on top. The weight wasn't bad, just high of line.
Okay. So. Bin ja gut. Finde jeg. Ja. Okay. Ist noch 5.
You'll see Switzerland
Nummer 5, so steil.
ignoring that Yellowstone. They'll just come top 4.
Maybe it will stop a bit more.
Why wouldn't they come down and just bump it up in line 2?
Yeah, Switzerland feeling if they come back and their back tee, it'll give Russia something to play with or freeze up on. Whereas if they can sit top tee, it puts the pressure onto Russia to remove it.
Come on. Gotta go.
The line's good. Has it got the weight though?
Running for shot, Stone, man, that's pretty well buried.
Yeah, it's certainly very usable there for Switzerland. You're better to be at the top of the 4 foot and control that zone.
Andrei Drostov, coach for Russia, represented the Russian men's team many a times, including the Olympic Games in Sochi back in 2014. Will bring a lot of experience to this young side.
Давайте вот сюда тогда. Нет,
So Russia just called to come in and freeze on top here. This is looking a bit heavy.
Mit der 5 ist gut.
Drops off it.
Ich kann auch gut jetzt noch abspielen. Ja. Oder? Ich glaube 14-7 ist tipptopp. Drauf, nein, 14-6 maybe.
So Russia still lie 1.
Well, speaking of experience, Miriam Ott on the coach's bench for Switzerland. She's played in 4 Olympic Games for the Swiss, picking up 2 silver medals. We're seeing quite a lot of decorated players on the coach's bench this week. Some you've played against, Rona?
Yeah,
Some I've played against.
Yeah, Miriam will bring a lot of experience to this young team. She's trying to come up. Freezing on top, waiting for it to curl. Just sits in the corner. Does lie short. I thought that was going to curl a bit more at the end.
Yeah, weight was perfect. Sweepers really did all they could do. Big sweep here from the Russian front end to keep the line. It's really starting to dig in. And we'll be all over the top red here. Gets all wiggle and roll. Gets in for a 3rd shot.
Yeah, it's certainly usable there for Russia.
So nature tee.
Nice shot.
Okay.
Second.
Yeah, that will be a nuisance for Switzerland.
Okay.
It's in a spot where it's really controlling the front of the 4 foot, easily promotable. And of course, not so much room for the Swiss to work with, seeing how they would like to score 2 with hammer here. Helena Mattis will be asked to come around. And she's got the Swiss flag on her fingernails. Not only the coach who's decorated on the Swiss team.
Yeah, you will see a lot of the young girls paint their nails with their country's flags or colours. Really good effort there to come around, just rubs off it. Sits in not a bad place.
Oh boy.
Russia can now make a play on that,
Да, мне вообще нравится.
Сильным?
but they can't afford to jam it.
Мы свой ставим сверху, правильно?
Подожди, нет, стой, я не про это говорила.
А ты хочешь?
Die Karo guckt vor allem mit Wischen, kannst du viel machen? Okay, kannst sie wirklich so...
Хочу щелкнуть.
Мне нравится попасть типа вот так, вот в самый-самый край и убрать это.
Мне нравится оставить сверху шуток. Но в плане, если ты вот так попадешь, чтобы наш вот здесь оставался, понимаешь? Мы снимаем эту верхнюю подушку. А это
Просто если я попадаю вот так, то это он уходит вот
Ну и
вместе
что?
с тем.
Ты уберешь подушку.
И что, они потом вот так вот тэпнут, и у меня
Ты вот
остается...
этот уберешь, если ты вот этот задеваешь, то ты его убираешь. И у тебя остается только здесь камень и здесь. Мне нравится такая
Так
ситуация.
я про это и говорила, только надо сначала в этот попадать.
Он может выкрутиться, если ты в это пойдешь. Давай быстрее.
Просто
Я думаю,
сильно
что-
стык.
Да. Будем чуть-чуть ловить вот этот вот.
Real tempting for
Давай вот так.
the Russians to remove some red granite here. And Switzerland have last stone. The more red stones in there, the
Сильно стык.
bigger the chance for a multiple score. So you'll have the chance to tidy up a bit. Down to
Я
skip
без
rocks.
руки делать буду. Окей.
Vlada Rymantsova.
Yeah, really having a good look at the angles here. Doesn't want to jam that and leave Switzerland lying to.
Воу, воу. Воу, поднять! Давай свип! Воу! Свип!
Oh, extra hot sauce on this one from the Russian skipper. Will spill a couple of rocks here. Shuffles them around. And just maybe caught that a bit too high on line. Was hoping to get
Ну, в принципе, вам неплохо
both those
получилось.
two reds
Да?
moving out the house. Ends up getting the two side ones.
Halb etwa oder so. Ja.
So.
Oder wie viel?
Not bad.
Ja, aber wenn wir
Nicht
nicht
so
so machen,
gut,
dann
weil-
sind wir
Yep,
vier
certainly
stark.
tidied things up.
Dann ist diese besser als beide. Wir müssen diesen behalten.
Lecker sind
Ja, aber dann hat sie diesen.
Ja, aber
Gut, aber
Anspiel
sind wir immer noch
kannst du schnell, wenn du jamst. Ist doof.
You see the
Ausser kannst du von rechts vielleicht päpfeln.
back end for Switzerland in the house discussing, and
Nicht, weil da hat sie den dran, wenn wir da sind, hat sie nachher den Doppel.
on the front end they know their place.
Und vor allem da sind wir schaffen wir
Spielst
es
du
nicht mit
langsam, wenn
dem.
du nachher hinter der Nase jam hast, ist ja blöd.
So while they're discussing the tactics, the skip
Nicht
and the
lang
vice,
dran,
you'll
plus
see
Bundesbit.
Anna Gut and Marina Dörtscher just wait for the skip, have the rock ready,
Ist gut
have cleaned the
hinterführt, so T-Line hinterführt.
sliding path and discuss the weight, the speed of the ice, and communicate that information back to the skip.
Gell, so, aber du siehst noch ein bisschen weniger als halb, habe ich das Gefühl.
T-Line, es läuft gut, Heli.
Ja.
Besser als gestern fast.
I think it's important to divvy up the different roles on a team and the different responsibilities, to not have everyone running around doing everything.
Yeah, definitely. All four members will have their own roles and responsibilities. Front end will be watching the time clock, making sure they got enough time to play the 10 ends, thinking time. This one coming down a bit heavy, so trying to go for plan B and off the red.
Okay, thanks.
Just not much they could do with that, with the extra weight.
Was hast du noch gehabt?
Sorry.
Ausgelöscht. Ich glaube, ich weiß nicht, 13, 12.
Не, мне нравится.
Yeah, all four members of the team are ready.
Если что,
Important
перевал
roles.
нас вот сюда устраивает,
нас
сюда, чтобы он
В
переваливал.
принципе, нас устроит, даже если ты вот так сделаешь, и
Communication
наш
is
отойдет
key.
вот сюда. Нас тоже это устроит.
From the front end to the
Не,
top
мне
end.
нравится, наверное, больше. Если я сделаю вот так, ровно.
Да, но он...
Просто мы можем вообще это все дело закрыть и не
Да,
лезть
я
сюда.
понимаю, гордон.
Но она, и да, и у нее остается только привоз.
Или тэп.
Либо тэп.
Да.
Может, гардом тогда прикроем? Потому что мне кажется, у нас +1. У нас +1.
Просто если я тэпаю, то, возможно, мы можем даже украсть. А, ну мы и так
Ваня, у
можем, в
нас
принципе,
уже
украсть.
+1. Давай гард.
Да, давай гард. Блин, Настя больше возила. Нам из нас устроит и вот сюда.
Да, я думаю, нормально.
I thought the Swiss counter was shot stun. I'm not sure anymore.
Мы решили просто гард
Russia
вести.
looking to play guard here.
У нас плюс.
Aber wirklich auf der letzten Meter, sie kommt so viel mehr. Aber ich habe das Gefühl, diese Seite läuft nicht so fest, so gut.
Discussing the options of just coming around those stones top 4 or even just promoting that
Шестой, пятый.
yellow stone, tapping it in.
Шестой, какой?
Ничего.
Пок и все.
Ничего. Ничего нельзя.
Шестой, счет.
Ничего.
Дальше.
Ничего.
Шестой.
Ничего,
Шестой.
ничего.
Шестой.
Ничего, ничего. Стой.
Стой.
Молодец.
Молодец.
Perhaps over curling. It's like, I think we're trying to maybe guard that Yellowstone top 4, but also make the draw a bit more difficult for the Swiss.
Ставишь, чем он лучше валит.
Выше.
Yeah, it does guard the shot. But as you say, he wanted it slightly on the higher side to make the draw more difficult.
So drawing for 1 or 2, not sure. Last stone, second end for Selina Vichonke for Switzerland. Down 1.
Linie okay.
She was heavy with her first.
Linie gut.
I want to adjust here.
Linie super. Nog lengi.
Just down to the front end to
Es kan.
carry the stone there. Starting to curl on them.
Nog lengi.
Can't really afford to chisel off the yellow here either.
Gotta go fast.
Needs to get past it.
Go. Nog vita.
The line's good.
Go.
Just needs a chunk of the forfeit. And there you go.
One. Good.
And it is just 1.
Yep.
So 1 point for Switzerland.
Dat is wat fijn.
And this game is tied after 2 ends of play here in the Crystal Ice Arena.
Странный, чем шире ставишь, тем он больше валит.
Okay.
Alles gut. Ja, ist gut gewesen. Schau, dass wir vielleicht wieder ein bisschen mehr auf die Seite kommen. Linie gut. Drü. Geiles Feld. Sorry, bitte. Ja, Marina, schau. Geiles Feld. Bis 2. 1, 2. Bis 2. Okay, wow. Ist gut, wow. 17. 16. Okay.
Center guard up by Switzerland. They score 1 in the second end, so this game is all tied. Just over curls slightly for Anna Gut.
Всегда Ира! Ира первая!
Usually have a bit of room for error playing the lead, but
Будет вес!
any lead worth their
Пятый! Вера, свип!
weight, they would quite like to just put those guards and open draws just in the perfect spot each time, wanting to be just as precise as any other player on the team.
Back 4, back 8, air long. Back 12, air long. Oh, jetzt sagt's. Sitzen.
13-3, wow.
Sit. 10 8. Sit. Mit in a 4. In a 4. Sit.
Tiny bit heavy here from Anna Gut. She won't be too pleased with the setup. Taking a look at the other scores. You see Canada leading Sweden by 2 points. Norway up 3-2-1 on Japan. Denmark leading Latvia by 2 points. And next door to our sheet, Korea, Hungary is all tied at 1 each. 10 teams in the competition, round robin. Everyone plays everyone. Now we put 4 teams through to the semi-finals. Normally, 6 wins will get you in the mix. 7 wins is pretty much, well, it's guaranteed, really.
I'd rather play the
Just trying to finish that, get it buried behind the corner. It is quite a long corner guard, so there's room for Switzerland to come around it, just to tap back weight.
Gotta go!
Wait, 12.
So we're trying to get a better roll there across. It sits out in the open. Now Russia's got the chance to lift the double. And there it goes. Great shot, Marina.
Schnell. Sit 9.
9-7.
Ah. Okay.
So just trading hits.
Nice.
Russia would like to get the roll behind cover, but on the nose again.
Нормально все, чуть больше веса. Чуть больше? Это наоборот поменьше. Меньше был, да. 9,55. Это 4. 9,55.
So we're looking to roll the other way. And then they said go behind the corner. Unfortunately, it doesn't do either.
Он давалит?
So if Russia now the chance to come around.
Чуть пожестче сделала. Он долго на центре держится.
They can try and use this corner guard. Try and set up their two.
Можно, Настя, Настя! Можно вес? Настя! Настя, валить надо! Вместе, вместе,
Pass the
вместе.
guard by
О,
plenty.
Оставить, оставить,
Just trying
оставить,
to bury it as
оставить.
much as they can.
Уже да. Уже бессмысленно было его оставлять, надо было.
Ik heb er 2 op wat in. 12 fout gehad.
So again, we can see that communication between sweepers and skip. That one didn't bury again. Like to roll behind the centre. A really good effort.
There we go.
Goed zijde, Shell.
Just pokes out the other side and no more.
Oh. Pokes out in the right side, if anything. Shows an inch on the out turn. So that changes the end. Real quick. Tough for Russia to chase that stone, so they'll just be drawing here.
The only benefit for Russia is it is just back tee, so they can come up and sit on top of it and lie short.
Надо вес! Свип! Тогда делайте вес! Свип! Да! Полностью 4 надо!
Line's pretty perfect. They left it for too long, though. Just able to get there for shot stone. Real nice.
Отличный свип.
Did need to be all the way down onto the red there and allow Switzerland to come back on top. You see how that's just top of the floor. Makes it really hard for Switzerland to actually freeze that and lie short. So
Yeah, it was a really well judged shot there from Russia.
yeah, you can afford to wait on this type of surface. Ice is so keen. You wait for the line and just go really hard at the end. You can really drag it a couple of feet when needed. A little bit heavy here. It's going to go right past the forfeit.
Okay. 14-5. Okay.
Yeah, even short there would have been a better result.
Ja, normaal, ja. Hier is 15-2.
It'll force Russia to their one.
Oh, question is, where do you actually put the next one if you're Russia?
Либо, ну это очень опасно. Что ты сюда везешь, они тебе сверху привозят, и все, ты уже ничего не сделаешь.
Ну и сюда тоже бессмысленно. Потому что, возможно, они могут как-нибудь снять и еще что-нибудь.
She needs to leave a shot with her last.
Просто отвлекать. Да, у нас хаммер.
She also doesn't want to come in and leave a double here.
Нет, это бессмысленно у нас, у наших хаммер.
Ну давай вот сюда попробуем.
Давай.
I was considering a guard for a moment, but
Если что, потом будем, да, тэпать.
generally don't like to guard when you have last stone.
Давай чуть меньше. Если что, я ошибусь, лучше в перевал. Чуть-чуть побольше.
Because even if she comes around her own yellow and freezes the red at the back, it then gives Switzerland an open door to come in and freeze on top. So she's really got to be careful here what she's leaving the opposition.
You can always just draw a dead button here. It'd be pretty risky for Switzerland to just freeze it.
Ja. Neem je dat pocket dan.
Just maybe come around their own yellow, hide a tiny corner, just keep it top tee. And that red stone's going to be a problem on the back four for Switzerland. You won't be able to play a hit on it. They were thinking about coming on top of their own yellow, but it wouldn't be second shot. It would be hard to actually get to the red stone back four later on.
Yeah, also looking at coming to the other side of the forefoot there to lie two. But if you left that high at all and leave a double, it wouldn't be a good option.
So the call is to, I believe, freeze the back red.
Quite happy to even to sit on top of their own yellow here, but it's definitely light of weight.
Давай, sweep. Sweep, 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 sweep. А что с ним случилось? Вес хороший был, 99.
Я не знаю. По-моему, нормально было.
Ну, да,
Yeah, too scared to come in too far and leave a double.
She's saying she doesn't really know what happened there.
T-line.
Also hinten.
Also eigentlich rundum.
So Switzerland a chance to draw a button here.
Vorne dran. Ist auch okay, ja.
Yep, she's just played this path. Fractionally heavy with her first. Just needs to adjust here.
Would love to tuck a corner in behind the yellow, but even if you just put her dead on the button, it's pretty hard for Russia to tap it back without jamming on that red stone back four.
Linie gut! Es gab viel. Nein, ist okay. Wo sind wir? Bis hier. Ja, Linie. Linie. Okay. Süß, da.
Going for a line here, it's over curling, so changing up the call to just try and set on the corner of the yellow.
Gotta go. Gotta go.
Just light all the way
Okay. Stop.
down the ice here. Slight overcorrection by Vichonka. A really good sweep to get it top 8.
Влад, может, чуть побольше? Хорошему.
Да, давай чуть-чуть побольше. Полностью 4 нужно. Сейчас единица была?
9 было вообще. Он просто резко очень повалил и сел. Может быть, мы просто сразу легко потом производим?
Да, берите сразу легко.
Можно ждать.
Ой, ждать очень много. Очень
So an
много.
opportunity for two.
Смотри, какой у тебя
To be fully in the forefoot.
Ничего.
But sweeper standing right back here.
Нет, свип, да, свип, да.
Trying to pass it. Because it could have come to the back red.
Well, just going to spin a bit too far. So just a
Почему
single
нет?
point for Russia here.
Да я понимаю, но мы бы прошли вот этот, и встали бы, уперлись бы в красный.
One yellow indeed.
8 ist der andere. Nein,
So Russia leads this game 2-1 after 3 ends of play here in Krasnoyarsk.
Мне 85 было.
Да, мне тоже 86 было.
bei mir, der erste haben wir schon schneller gespielt, oder? Sind nicht Steine anders. Schneller gespielt.
Нет, я имею в виду, что я думала, что достаточно вес для того, чтобы просто он ударился, и он не выкрутится дальше.
Я думала, побольше попадем еще.
Ты побольше поставила?
Давай, у нас
Больше поставила.
Team Russia will get us going in the fourth end of this morning game here in Krasnoyarsk, Russia, for the World Junior Curling Championships 2020. I'm Sandra Ovak, sitting here with Rona Howie. It's been a pretty close game so far, but certainly teams both missing some opportunities.
Yeah, just singles on the scoreboard, but as you say, missed opportunities from both sides.
Switzerland makes the tech shot here.
Yeah, leave themselves a corner. Anna Gut and Selena, they know each other well. 13 years they've played together. Lead and skip. It's a good backbone of the team to have that knowledge of each other.
Anastasia Mishenka was, well, is the new member of the team. Seems to be gelling well. Of course, you get that quite a bit in junior curling. Just players aging out, constantly having to change up the teams, bring in new players. Not always that easy to form a team where everyone's age is the same, even if you're born on different parts of the year. That can make a difference in terms of how many seasons as a junior you have. And then the problem is, well, one of your players age out. Do you continue without them to just play juniors? Do you progress to play in the women's game? You try and do both. We've certainly seen Vichonka play with different lineups in the last few years. So it's hard to have that consistency at junior level.
Yep, it's all good character building, the team dynamics, with player changes.
So for Russia to more or less have the same team 3 years in a row is a benefit, you'd say?
Yeah, definitely. That dynamic certainly well embedded after that time, and know each other well on and off the ice. And I think that's a big part with the junior curling side of things. It's off the ice as well, how well you get on and enjoy playing the game.
It's a pretty small team. In other sports, it might be a group of 20, 25 players. But when you're only 4 or 5 on a team, you really kind of have to get on with everyone.
Yeah, you spend a lot of time traveling. And it says, well as the time on the ice, you've got a lot of downtime, and it's how you spend that time. And if you get on with each other, it's a lot easier.
You'll see that in the curling world. Some players will spend more nights together than their spouses at home. So many days on the road, staying in hotels. And certainly that's becoming more normal at the junior level as well. A lot of funding coming into the sport. They get to travel, play a lot of events.
Yeah, a lot more events for the juniors to play in. And with the European Junior Tour, a lot of these countries here, you know, they play each other often and they know each other's game.
Well, that one slides a little heavy for Russia. Switzerland with short stone top 8.
Weniger als ein Viertel. Klein Viertel.
Yeah, good position for Switzerland behind the corner guard.
Okay. Why not, ja. Ich würde nicht da, weil da kommt sie nachher. Ja, danach ist ein Couch der. Also, vor 8 ist der Fünfi.
You're gonna split the rings early here.
Top 8.
Could also just come the same way, top tee. With those yellows at the back, it'd be really hard to remove it. Put this on the other side and leave it high. Definitely a head and roll available for Russia. Into that pocket opposite. And this one will pull up short.
15-4. Okay.
Yeah, that now gives Russia the opportunity to come in and freeze here. They've got backing.
Yeah, they can basically play the shot that Switzerland had the opportunity to. Even if it's not buried, just edge on edge with that red stone. Really tough to remove. Vera Toliakova. Well, room for error here. To be top tee, back tee.
Big and hard for line. She's passed.
Oh, that's a really good shot. Really good sweep.
Yeah, good team effort, that one.
Ну, он практически не спрятан, но у него просто туда подушка хорошая.
Well played, well judged, well swept.
Отличный свип.
That's where I think Switzerland could have put theirs, potentially. No double. See Switzerland make a hit and roll off of it. Of course, that just jams in the back, but just enough for Switzerland to lie to. Jammed on the middle rock, their own red counter in the back. Do they see enough of the stone in behind the corner to make a double here?
The corner guard's quite high. So there is room to come round. They've also got options here with coming off the shot stone and rolling in to that pocket.
Just playing a hack weight. Sweeper's calling this one heavy. So looking to roll the other way. Just going to roll a bit too far.
Red's looking quite lonely now in there.
Well, good thing for Switzerland. They do have last stone here, and forefoot is wide open. I don't think they're going to be too concerned. And now we'll see if Ivichonk not split the rings, but play that draw. All those yellows there will provide some pretty hefty backing for the Swiss. Just put it anywhere past their own red here, will be pretty much in jail. Probably would like to sit top tee though. And this one is a little bit hot for weight. Just trying to make sure to get past their own here.
Oh,
It's a little bit of a rub and roll. And that's not too bad there, actually.
Just dropped it, no more.
Jetzt nicht mehr Net Shot, glaube ich.
Well, if it was coming back tee, maybe better off being fully open than half round.
Yeah, it would have given Russia an even bigger pocket to come into.
Нет, ты уверена? Они сейчас везде вот с такой
У них щетка другая. Когда ты привезла, у тебя была щетка вот такая, ты привезла вот так.
И они держали всю дорожку. Да, давай сниму. Потому что ты видела, как он на них упал?
Ты видела. У нас по-другому камни ходят.
Andrei Drostov with a keen eye on the action. Sitting just behind the sheet, the coaches.
По весу такой чуть тиза.
Only allowed to interact with the team during halftime and potential timeout. But of course, a lot of time for the coaches to spend with the team off the ice at a championship like this. But maybe more importantly, leading up to it.
Yeah, they'll be taking a lot of notes and
Sweep.
data during the game, and all teams will have their debriefs. They're on this for line. Can it pass the top one? It does. Now, what is that left?
Мой дальше встал, да?
She wanted to come up to the nose of that red.
Закрыла.
Okay. Und sonst läuft er gerade und am Schluss kommt er ein bisschen.
So Switzerland in a really good position here to set up their two.
Wo muss er genau liegen, Vici? Hier? Wo muss er genau liegen? T-Line. Gut. Okay. Lauf auch gute Spur, hä? Ja, 14,8. Okay, ist gut.
You can see how this end really plays into the hands of Switzerland. Getting all that play around the corner guard makes it a lot tougher for Russia to freeze and take away the scoring area. And that forfeit's left wide open. A little heavy here, falling back 12 weight.
Still, it's on it. Okay. It's on it.
Well, they're going to be on their own red here.
Okay.
So Switzerland definitely line two.
Selena struggling a wee bit today with her draw weight. Tended to be heavy a lot of the time.
Well, there's a lot of action when she lets go of the stone. I wonder if it's just harder to find draw weight. The ice is pretty rapid, so it becomes quite sensitive on how much you add on release. So you see it here. Very steady slide, but at the end, a lot of wrist movement. And when the ice is that quick, you can see her sensing it. She just added a bit too much.
Типа сильно или как?
Не, мне нравится 0.
Просто он вот здесь не уйдет, скорее всего.
And that's where at this junior level, it's all the learning curve. How to adapt your delivery with different ice conditions. Because you'll always face different ice conditions throughout the season.
У меня ошибка вот сюда. Да. Нулем давай.
Слушай, на самом деле, может быть, действительно сильным, и тогда мы подушку просто всю вынесем. И вот этот уберем.
Блин, я не знаю, просто мы можем здесь испортить, можем вообще взять тайм-аут.
Мне кажется, это легкая ситуация. Давай нулем.
Давай, да.
A lot of discussion here.
Если что, мне можно ошибаться в перевал.
It's also very tempting for Russia
Ноль по весу, просто
to lie
стейк.
several here. trying to get to the inside of this red.
Whoa! Sweep! 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 Da, 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 da.
Trying to hold the line.
Whoa!
And she does it. Enough. Definitely lie two.
Мне показалось, или она ударила, из-под камня какая-то пыль пошла.
Отлично, молодец.
Just hit it in the inside. Spins her out off the back.
Да.
Great result. So Switzerland facing two counters.
Good.
I've got backing here.
Огромный подух.
Он такой...
Last stone, fourth end.
Achtung, ja.
Down by one, the Swiss.
Ja, line. Yes, line.
Chance to jump into the lead.
Linie. Linie.
Well, off and on here. Should be close.
Immer nur Linie. Nein, schon gut. Darf nicht für abkumpen.
No problem.
Gets the single. So tied game. Only singles throughout this game so far. 4 ends played. 2-2 on the end sheet here. And the Krasnoyarsk Arena.
Колодки уже нельзя так долго сидеть и...
А мы не сидим. Ну,
Да.
типа, я не сижу, Настя не сидит.
Нет, вы просто еще
Вы
на
просто
камеру
много
это
долго
обходите.
думаете. Drei ist okay.
Ellie, muss weit.
Drei ist okay.
Beide. Go, 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 hard.
Go, 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 go. Gotta go hard.
Stop it.
Hard. Immer noch. Hash. Go, go, go. All you can.
Okay.
Nice, sweet. Also,
Well, join the action here in the fifth end. Switzerland-Russia. Second game for the women. Playing one in the afternoon yesterday on opening day.
Побольше веса. Пока ждем. Начал валить. Надо ждать, чтоб вес очень валил.
So that means today
Это точно
the women have the pleasure of playing 2 games. They'll come back onto the ice in the evening, having the men play the afternoon draw. So, pretty nice schedule for the teams. 1 game one day, 2 games the other, and so on, alternating days. But of course that poses a bit of a challenge. Almost one game days, what to do. A lot of off time. If you're lucky, you might have access to a physio, get a massage in, keep you ready for the next game. But maybe needing to do something social to get your mind off the sport for a wee while. Did you have any tricks up your sleeve when you were playing championships yourself, Rona?
I think it's always important.
Просто если
When
вот
you see
так
the
сделать,
schedule
у нас
for the
будет
championship,
одни горды.
you know what downtime you're going to have, you know
Забрасывать.
what time you're going to have to spend away from the arena.
Но тут вероятность того, что мы отыграемся и поставим центральный,
Taking a
очень
quick look at the other sheets as well. Canada up 5-0 on Sweden. Norway up 2 points on Japan. Denmark leading Latvia 4-0. And Korea is playing Hungary as well next door. Korea leading by 3.
Yeah, Yeah, so I think it's important all teams have a plan of what they like to do in their downtime. You don't want to be hanging about the arena or hanging about your hotel. You want to do something.
Yes.
And it could be from playing cards, or it could be doing something more energetic, or sightseeing. Something just to keep your mind active. Enjoy the time as a team off the ice. But they'll have their set routines of when they come to the ice rink, when they do their warm-ups, when they meet with their coaches. Then after the game, they'll have their debrief. And then it's their downtime.
Looks very, very fast. Yeah. Sorry. Viter. Immer noch. Okay.
So just sliding a bit deep there. Wanted to keep that top tee.
Kolotka, Rona?
Hack.
Yes.
Yep, just enough weight for the stone to reach the hack. Gives it more time to curl and playing a control weight.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Kolotka is the brake pad of a car. And it looks a little similar to a hack. I think that's where it's from.
You've got quite chunky brakes if they look like that in your car. You must be going too fast if you need brakes that thick.
Well, I don't have a car, Rona. I'm on a bike.
Aww.
Less than 4 minutes to work, so can't brag too much. Ooh, nice run back here by Lerche.
Yeah, but Switzerland just realising in a wee bit of trouble behind that corner guard. So take the guard, remove one out the house.
You know, curl a hair more, he might catch the third yellow as well. Russia will come straight around the corner once more. Both Russia and Switzerland winning their first game yesterday. But the Swiss had some comeback on Sweden. They were down 8-4 and somehow won 10-9.
Yep, a great comeback. So Russia just sliding a deep here. Both teams just struggling this bit today with the stone positioning. Not getting them top tee.
Marina. Fest. Good side. 9-8. Nice.
Goes too far. Gives Russia the chance to try this again. Get in top of the tee. Y2.
Нет, валить! Только Ира! Нет, не валить! Да. Надо вес очень! Ира! Нет! Ира, да! Одна! Очень надо, Влад! Да я вижу!
So a better weight this time. Trying to bury it in behind.
Да! Извини, вообще не валит. Вообще не валит. Вы плюс делаете.
Russia Y2.
Ну, практически не свалил.
Doesn't bury, so
Это жесткий плюс.
Switzerland have got the chance now to come in and Snap this back. Unlucky. Lena just jams it on the back one. Wanted to split it out. Russia still lie one.
Желтый ближе.
Мне нравится.
Либо привести второй, да.
Давай сюда.
Ну, либо вести второй ближе, либо с красным играть вот так.
Да, либо с красным играть.
Вот
Просто
так?
можно под дабл подставиться, да? Если ролл небольшой.
Да.
Можно по даблу подставиться, можно что-нибудь
Да.
сделать,
Да,
не
давай
очень.
тогда дро.
6 футов надо.
Да.
Yeah, a bit of discussion here where best to put the second counter. They don't want to leave a double for Switzerland. But they know that red can be used by Switzerland to tap it up.
Легче.
4-6 дать.
Нет, Ира, очень много линий. Очень много линий.
So just drawing the other side, top tee.
6 футов.
Да.
Можно оставить.
Просто 6, просто 6.
Passes the guard by a long way.
Оу. Супер.
Умница.
Does lie two.
Блин, он вообще не валит, вообще просто прямо идет.
Мне кажется, этот период, когда он типа валил в начале, уже прошел. Сейчас он будет выпрямляться. Ну, уже выпрямился.
Ну да.
Поэтому надо.
Капец, он у меня свалил, получается, только
Может, вы хотите
на
первый
5
камень?
футов.
Dan wat je beetje weniger voor de rol. Weil vorher haben wir Nase. So.
Nein, weil wenn er über die Linie kommt, kommt er schon.
Okay, dann so.
Ta, ja.
Nein,
Oh, warte.
nein, Körle. Körle, Achtung, ja, Anna.
So Selena going for the hit.
Anna, go. Go.
Gets a roll over.
Okay, goed.
Hasn't pushed the red enough. Yellow still lie.
Ну да, и он туда пойдет.
Типа прямая линия.
Но просто тебе надо еще...
Я даже не знаю, в каком мы
Нет, смотри, если ты будешь попадать с этой, он пойдет вот сюда.
Сейчас, если два возьмем.
Но мне надо с тем попасть, чтобы это тоже вышел. Просто если силы не хватит, и он застрянет где-нибудь здесь, будет не очень.
А чего тебе не нравится еще раз вот сюда вот так привести?
Вот так точно не нравится вести.
Ну,
это...
вот так, вот 6 футов.
Ну, можно. Ну, так просто
Can
будет
just ignore those reds and draw the other side and
Нет,
lie
Влад, у тебя
two.
вот этот не уйдет никуда. Ты прикинь, сколько ему надо
Ладно,
выходить?
давай тогда вот сюда. Вот так надо. Чтобы они фриз не привезли. Давай чуть больше на всякий случай.
It's tough to make that double on the two reds and keep the shooter in play.
А? Туда везем.
And, you know, if you ever catch the nose, you might just spin that top red in behind the center guard if you're unlucky.
Сколько Вер сейчас было?
Вера 0,9 у меня было.
Чуть меньше, Вер.
It's probably the higher percentage shot, just drawing around to lie two.
Yeah, but as long as she doesn't leave a double here, it's a good position to be in. Got last stone at this fifth end.
Если можно, наконец,
Also can't really afford to be deep here. Allow Switzerland to come on top. And this is certainly looking a bit hot for weight. Starting to dig in now though. Really starting to curl. And it's going to pull up and stop top four. Good draw out of hand from Rimacheva.
Yeah, really nice weight.
If anything, a foot deep.
Хорошо, да, поехала?
Да.
Still going to ask the question of Selina Vichonka.
Но он все равно успел попасть.
It's been singles all game. This potentially could be the first multiple scoring end.
Well, I think if you look at Vichonka's drawing game so far, you might think, well, maybe leave those draws. She's been a little bit off so far in the first 4 ends.
This has got a long way to draw. Can she come round the yellow?
Wait wasn't horrible, just didn't curl for them. Yeah. With that positive throw, don't think they're getting as much curl as the Russian skip. So that's it, wide in the open for Russia to make a play on it.
Давай меньше.
See the gesture there from Tuliakova saying, I think it runs pretty straight here, maybe tighten up the ice a tiny bit. And of course, need to be careful not to overthrow it here, and it won't move very much. Last stone, 5th end. Third move here. Catching the center line. Does it curl too much for them? It won't. It will sit in the forfeit and score. Russia 3 points. And indeed, Rona, we get our first multiple score. And not just 2, we get 3 on the board. So Russia will jump a fair bit ahead coming into halftime here. Lead the game 5-2 after 5 ends of play. So halftime break, a chance to talk to their coaches and alternate players. A little snack and refuel for the second half, as we'll take a quick look back at some highlights before that 6th end.
Если есть один, вези второй, потому что
Да, мы
он
подумали,
мог
что, скорее
застрять.
всего, не выйдет.
Да, он
И
мог
он мог
застрять
застрять
в центре.
в центре.
Да. Sehr верно было.
Oder einfach so möglichst kontrollieren. Ja, entscheiden, weil ich habe das Gefühl, die Längen variieren zu viel, oder? Dann verlangst du eine 10 und dann ist es 9,5 und dann spickt er und dann verlangst du 11 und dann ist es, sie passen nicht so. Tut nicht vereinheitlichen, wenn es geht, also eine Länge und versuchen die wirklich zu präzisieren. Jetzt auch versuchen, ein gutes Setup zu machen, wenn wir im Setup Probleme haben und so, wenn es nicht gut kommt, müssen wir versuchen, das Spiel einfacher zu behalten. Aber jetzt mit dem Hammer können wir schauen, dass wir es auf die Seite rausziehen. Und auch dort versuchen,
Не расслабляться и держать до конца. Самое главное, не переставая играть. Ну, то есть дом, и можно гард поставить. Либо 2 дома и гард. Не даем легкие 2 забрать.
Нам надо немного сейчас по времени прибавить.
Да, по времени. Минус, должно быть минус 2 минуты, да. Так что побыстрее решение, побыстрее... Ну, в колодках можно также, главное на последних чуть-чуть быстрее думать.
Да.
Потому что решения все равно достаточно очевидные будут.
Вера тебе много накидывает вариантов, которые, не нужно тебе это накидывать. Поставила, чтобы все побежало делать.
Да, максимум, что у вас решение есть, на щеткой подумайте и все. Заметили, да?
Third end. Switzerland, Russia, it is Vlada Rumiantova with a draw. Ticks off the red, but spins too far. Only scores a single. Will lead the game by 1 coming into the 4th end. A whole heap of Yellowstones grouped at the back, providing some backing for Selina Vichonka, skip of Switzerland, to come down onto them to score a single point herself to tie the game at 2 each. With only singles on the board through the first 4 in the 5th end, finally a chance for Russia to put the multiple end up, and it's 3 points with an open nose hit to lead the game 5-2 coming into halftime. And those are all the scores this morning in the Crystal Ice Arena. Canada dominating Sweden 5-0. Japan and Norway, close game there. Norway with a 1-point advantage. Denmark leading Latvia 4-2, as well as Korea up 6-1 on Hungary. So just looking at the stats, and we see Switzerland playing 66%, Russia 73%. Just painting a bit of a picture of the first 5 ends. Both teams definitely making mistakes. So just really up to who's going to capitalize on them. Russia doing well in that 5th end to do so. So Switzerland having to up their game a bit here.
Я думаю, что будет ехать чуть-чуть быстрее, типа скольжение
У
будет.
меня камень не едет просто. Чуть-чуть
окей.
быстрее. Поэтому я делаю как обычно.
Да.
The teams are back onto the ice for this game here at the World Junior Curling Championships 2020. Home favourites Russia plays Switzerland, and it is Russia to lead the game by 3 to the home fans' approval. But still only halfway there. And Switzerland will want to have the last say. I'm Sandra Rolwag, joined by Rona Howie in the commentating booth. It's not really a booth.
No, it's open air.
Open air, but just behind the coach's bench. Perfect view of all the action. And yeah, not too chilly in this arena. It's a nice venue to be a spectator or a sweeper. You see the front end here, or the 2nd and 3rd rather, just down to their t-shirts, feeling quite warm out there. As we see a pretty common mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. At that 5th end break, the ice does get mopped. And just slightly keener than it was when they came off at the 5th end. So often we see the leads first stone slip into the rings.
I must say that's a bit of a pet peeve for me. I've seen it at every championship of every year I've watched curling, and it still seems to happen time and time again. I think if you're a junior coach, you really need to just hammer that in to your players to remember.
Yeah, there's an awareness.
Take some weight off, use the sweepers for that first throw. And I experienced myself playing lead many years. Just when they put a little bit of extra pebble around the hack, it's a little bit coarse, so it feels a bit sluggish coming out the hack. And you might just get a little bit extra with leg drive coming out for that 6th end. I've seen actually leads run the rocks up and down around the hack to break down the pebble before throwing that first rock.
Маленький контакт! Маленький контакт! Свип, свип, Настя, 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 да! По весу 4 за! 4 за по весу! Вера, да!
Yep, Russia happy to keep the play in the house here.
Пойдет. Молодец. Хорош. Спасибо. Так, а мы что, не про делали?
Yep.
Well, Russia, they are in the lead, and will be Switzerland having to press on. Not wanting to leave that many L's along the center line, though. So we'll move them around.
Wie schnell ist es gewesen? Ist gut. Okay.
So Russia just removing this corner guard.
Oh,
well,
right past.
Attempted to remove it.
Sorry. Huh? Я не знаю, что было.
Well, it's really close. But she'll be upset with that one. That's the type of shot you expected to make every time. Some argue it's the easiest shot in curling. I don't know if what you would say was the easiest shot. Peel a guard, throw a corner guard. I guess you didn't used to do too much of either in your time. Just too busy drawing the pin.
I wish. Really nice come around here. Great shot.
Yeah, still Russia shot stolen, but that could all change.
I always think from a psychological point of view with juniors, you don't want to say there's an easy shot and a hard shot. All shots should be the same degree of difficulty so that they don't get it into their head that any shot's more difficult to play. Because in practice, you play all shots, so you should be as good at all of them.
I'll remember that next time I attempt a triple raise takeout.
Yep, no problem. You could do that.
Chilakova will make the peel this time. Just want to keep it neat.
Yep, all the players need to think about is playing the brush, playing the weight. The rest will take care of itself.
Well, Russia knows they're like shot stone, so Switzerland's going to have to make a play on that stone eventually. And bring the play into the house.
Eer genoeg. Lang is goed. 2. Kerle, Wouwlinie. 2. Wow. Zit schnell. 3. Is 3. Is 3. Wow, 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 wow. It's fast. Kerle. 16, 3. Ja. Wow. 2 naar. Zitten. Schöne.
Just replacing the guard.
Well, Russia tempted to
Вот так зайдет туда.
switch gears here.
Может, да. Мне нравится больше просто сюда вести. Полностью 6 футов надо.
Let's pile under pressure. Probably a smart thing coming on the out turn here, not the in.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, we're gonna show half a stone here. Well, it would be on this side, not the center line side. Could leave a double.
hold the line to get past the top yellow.
He's coming a little bit further out to get around those stones. You never know. Maybe the ice is just a tad fresher outside the button path.
Мне не нравилось уже гард убирать. Гард не нравилось уже убирать. Это был бы пропуск хода. Они сыграли бы вот так, и это бы все.
Always great communication between
Du
the
kannst
Russian
nicht so
team.
anspielen. Also schau, wie es da. Und der da ist mega dünn und der geht da oben durch und nimmt je nachdem nur raus.
So you just want to roll. Okay. Yeah, rolling like. Also pas plus. The beater on the side.
Okay. Dann können wir da noch.
Yeah. Okay.
Ja, ist gut.
I like it.
You can hear Gut speaking different languages there.
Yeah.
She can actually speak 4 languages fluently.
Puts us to shame anyway.
Yes. And she can speak Russian, so she'll be able to understand what her opposition are saying.
So, Lydia! Schneller! Schneller!
Making a play on the top red here. Hit and roll.
Okay.
I think they're hoping to catch that more on the nose and actually spin the red stone they hit over, not the shooter. Still quite a few reds accumulating. It's always a worry
Мне так не нравится.
if you're the team without last stone.
Это минус на минус 2 мы пойдем уже.
Давайте, посмотрите, как они стоят.
Чуть-чуть туда.
So just looking at the
Vielleicht
yellow
großes Halb now. Because the guard is nicht auf gleichen
top
Auge.
of the 12 and just tap it up behind cover.
Зачем?
Yeah, so they'll ignore all the reds here. We'll need to be a bit careful.
Делаем. Просто держим 2 ближе.
Wouldn't want to catch this yellow too high.
Сейчас 9 было.
Tap it across the center line and leave a double.
Но это не такой уж край, поэтому он не будет
They're
так
3 up in the game. This is a big call.
Yeah, I think if anything you want to cap, just tap this straight back.
Не супер.
Тогда ждем.
Not great numbers for the Russian skip, but she certainly made a
Попробуй сбоку.
Ничего, ничего, мы пока
couple
не
of key
попадаем.
shots, like the one for 3 in the 5th end, and that was the worry that I mentioned. Catch it too high, tap it across the center line,
Double, да?
and now there might be a double to live 4. I'm not sure if they did the full risk assessment there.
No, that was definitely a risk versus reward in that shot. And
Treffen hier, gell?
didn't play the scoreboard there, I don't think.
Yeah, such a
Okay.
Such a normal mistake to make as well when you look to play a tap up and you sit in the hack, you think you need to throw extra weight and you overthrow it while it's essentially just a draw. Knowing how lively the rocks are and the ice is, you don't really have to add much weight.
The sweepers can take it that extra.
So this is a golden opportunity for Selina Wieczonka.
Yeah, this is a must-make shot to get back in the game. You don't get handed these opportunities often.
And this time the positive throw might benefit her. Will run pretty straight. Throw the up weight and make the double perfect. Oh, wow. There you go. Just put the broom down. Hit the broom. Lots of weight. Make the shot. Just like you said, Rona. Every shot is just as easy. Same level of difficulty.
Same level of difficulty. Play the brush, play the weight.
And Russia now find themselves in all kinds of trouble.
Yeah, there is a double there, but she's looking to see if she can remove more than that. At least they have the cushion that they are 3 up in the game.
Hoping to make a double themselves here. And maybe stick the shooter for second shot then behind cover. And potentially cut Switzerland down to 2. That would be a win at this point for Russia.
Yeah, I think our first shot will be a talking point at their debrief after the game. And it is a learning curve for these youngsters out here. They are an experienced team, but still always learning.
Leading this one to Carl. Need to spring over. And it will. Doesn't push it far enough. It certainly spins in for second shot. If they can push that far enough, and I think they might have, or maybe not. That was a really good effort.
Yeah, the shooter just spun up in behind the corner guard.
Needed a fraction more weight, or to curl a fraction more to make it.
Can Switzerland split the front red? They don't need to move it far.
Oh, the score of 4 might be still in play.
Certainly worth going for. You make sure you get your 3.
I think.
Just happy to go for the draw.
I think they're lying too, so. Well, I think they're thinking they're lying too, so just draw for 3. You wouldn't want to overthrow and go right past everything.
Yeah, draw for 3 at this stage is a bonus.
It's not the easiest split.
Okay, gang schnell schauen. Aber ich sage Gott nicht.
They rarely are. Very easy to make, but they're going to have a second look here.
Wenn ich überlege, kann ich die Line länge, aber ich habe das Gefühl, wenn du nachher von innen spielst,
Ich habe die Angst, wenn ich
my good.
maybe need quite a bit of spin, no?
She's the split expert.
Ich würde einfach nein, ist gut. Yeah, like this doesn't work. Ist gut.
Usually, you'll have one person on the team that you trust with angles more than the others.
Ganz sacht, ist gut. Ja, ist gut.
The geometry expert.
Ist immer noch fein, auch draussen. Okay.
I think just a draw then.
Yeah, and it's what the skip's happy is playing as well.
Lauf gerade. Lauf gerade. Sehr gerade. Lauf sehr, sehr gerade. Lauf sehr gerade. Sehr gerade. Sehr gerade. 3-2-7, gar nicht.
Well, this one is sliding deep.
Ja.
So they might have the backing, but they don't really want to move their own red here. Well, they have. So just 2 for Switzerland. Missed opportunity.
Yeah, 2.
Made a great double on their first, but can't capitalize with the easy shot. Still struggling a little bit with draw weight in this game, Selena Vichonka, but with the 2, they're within reach. Russia up 5-4 after 6 ends.
Сначала ты, потом Вера, потом я. Если бы я сейчас степ сделала, пошлите... Ну и что?
Das ist ein bisschen aggressiv spielen. Ja. Das ist nicht so schlecht, ja? Ja, aber wir können immer noch... Ja. Ja, easy, wir sind eine hinten. Ja, tipptopp. Aber ja. Grüne. Grüne.
Meer genug.
Linie ist gut. Left, 3. Yeah, has a bit of room. Sagt.
Mijn kast is vrij.
Ellie.
Zeker Ellie, we spelen.
3 is immer noch okay. Ellie.
Go Ellie.
16-4.
Wenn kunt.
Kann nicht fest. Kannst du ein bisschen jetzt?
Switzerland scores a 2.
Okay.
So they'll kick us off here. And the 7th end, trailing Russia by 1. This could become a bit of a key end here now, as teams are trying to position themselves. Definitely more focus on which ends you score in the latter part of the game. What's the thinking between even and odd ends that we often talk about, Rona?
Yeah, so the team will be weighing up. You know, this is now the 7th end. Russia potentially quite happy to blank this end, then score at 8 and 10, and only give Switzerland the one opportunity to score at 9. So tactically they could play this end quite differently, but Switzerland will have different ideas.
Wat vinden we?
We have a final score. Korea picking up a win on Hungary, 7-1. The final. Elsewhere, Denmark up 7-2 on Latvia. Norway leading Japan by 2, and I must say Canada looking pretty strong on Sweden after 6 ends of play, 7-1.
It's okay, I think.
It's
okay, all good.
Switzerland and Russia both winning their games yesterday. One will have to
Super, Anna, nice.
drop a game here this morning.
What?
Really good setup by Anna Gut. Centre guards, online, lots of separation.
Yeah, really good setup. And this is where we're talking about the tactics and how they play the second half of the game. It's also how the lead set up the ends.
And really having to make full use of the free guard zone. Russia, of course, would have loved to peel those guards out of the way, but not allowed to. And with that draw pulling up short, it's a third guard. Certainly putting themselves in trouble with
Do you
that.
think this side is a bit ruger?
And this is really playing into the hands of Switzerland. And they come around.
Tip top.
Now this is a bit of a key shot right here, actually, from Marina Lerche. Put this in a good spot. Could be potentially a stone that's going to sit there for the entire end.
Yep, you spend the rest of the end guarding it. You can get this in exactly the right place. Top tee. This is looking heavy. Sweeper standing right back. Even short here would be good. Heavy doesn't win any prizes here.
Вот так попасть. Чуть-чуть ширистее. Нормальная шотка? Да.
So Russia quite happy that Switzerland didn't capitalise there. They can now peel these guards.
Whoa.
Just trying to run it back. Just a little bit too much of an in-out movement, and it happens when you try and give that extra add. It's pretty hard to extend and still throw it perfectly straight.
I don't know. I think
I'll see
maybe
some players
taking both guards is easy.
Maybe even take negative ice on those type of throws, knowing how they're going to be throwing them a bit wide. Float them.
It's a bit more than usual. Ice should be okay.
So Switzerland got this second opportunity to come around the staggered guards.
I stopped it a bit though.
I think
They're
from the guard.
Yeah, choosing to put up the long guard again. It's early enough in the end. Because if Russia just keep clearing the high guard, that stagger will be there to come around later in the end.
Okay.
That one's over curled.
Ich glaube, the langsamer du spielst, the mehr es curlet. It's okay.
Just saying that.
Но надо плотно попадать, правильно?
Seems like the less weight they throw, the more curl they're getting. Which happens sometimes. The pebble might be a bit more broken down than the center part of the sheet, so if you throw less weight, you'll come into that path a bit earlier and might start curling a bit earlier as well. Also, she did say she pulled the strings on that shot a little bit, and sometimes when you do that, you have a bit of softer release. Russia with a great chance to make a double here and, well, spin the shooter out the side door. So looking a lot more tidy now for Team Russia.
Yeah, great clearing shot.
En dan push. Bis 12 ist lang. Fast vorne 4. Nein. 12. 12.
Marina. 12 Marina, ja. Ja. Ja, ja.
Bis 8.
Ja, ja. Bitte. Noch.
Okay. Nice. Wirklich, bis 14.
So a good come around is buried. The guard's fairly high. So there is space to come around and tap that back.
Свиф! Колодка! Свиф! Вау! Вау! Миша, не поднять! Ира! Давай. Вали. Молодец.
Yeah, nicely played.
The blank very much alive for Russia here. Just keep the play out to the open wing. And they'll get to hit and roll out with their last one. It's going to be pretty hard for Switzerland to make a roll in behind the guard here.
Come on, go.
Despite y'all being back of tee and that guard so long. And now rolling out as well here.
Nice.
We'll see if Russia will just peel the guard, take their blank. Yes, they do. Sometimes you see teams be a little tempted to come around the guard and be a little inconsistent with their game plan, but Russia sticking to their plan here.
Yes. Да.
Will peel and look at that. Clean house. Clean front. Nothing left to do for Switzerland than to just draw the open house.
Yeah, and Switzerland had their great opportunity, great setup from the lead, and unfortunately lost the advantage.
Could throw a guard here. Trying to entice Russia to come around or have them maybe miss the peel. I think they're going to try and take advantage of the stone back behind the house there. Hope for a potential jam.
Linie gut.
4, 8, 4,
Linie gut.
8,
Geht gut. Linie super. Beetje curlen. Needs to curl a bit. 14,5. 10,4. Muss curlen. Beetje curlen.
Wait, not too bad here. Just not curling enough for Vichonka. That's also been a pattern as well. She's come up a little heavy on draws, but rarely over curling. I think just with her positive throw, she's just not quite getting as much finish as some of the other players out there.
Yes, control. Белый или стоит? Ровно красный.
So important to remember to ice accordingly. Rumyantsova.
Чуть ниже контрола, это поднять!
Look to hit and stick here.
Поднять! Настя, Настя, Настя!
Won't be too upset if she rolls out. Just want to make sure that you don't overcurl and jam it. So Switzerland will still have a small chance to leave Russia some trouble with the freeze. So gets to throw the same shot again here. Maybe adjust the broom placement. Throw the same weight. Try and lock it on that back red.
Linie goed. Curle. Backline. Curle. Ga Dot. Ja. Sterbela. Sterbela.
Looking hot.
Drietsaart.
Coming down the ice here.
Nee.
Will be all the way through the house. It's pretty likely Russia would get the blank either way, but it's just not going to help her confidence, really. Chunk it.
No, that's 7 ends, and she's been overthrowing all her draws. Needs to really get that feedback from the sweepers, what she's throwing. 3 ends left. Adjust her weight accordingly.
So Russia throws their last stone through to blank the end. Mission accomplished for them. They carry the hammer into the 8th end. 3 ends left in this one.
Они повезут второй коллектив. Тогда давайте в дом сыграем.
Als ze naar 3, linie goed. Laafkraat. Marina. Afroegen, lijn niet weg, tikken. Ja, go. Go, wees terug. Zacht, slippen. Hard. Ja, ga maar nog niet. Snap het. Drukken. Hard, go. Hij grindt meer spullen tussen terug. Nee,
So with the blank end and 7, it is Switzerland again to kick us off, and they'll put up a center guard. Well, if they wanted to force a score in the 7th, they would potentially want to go hard for a steal here in the 8th and take control of the even ends. Russia looking to play a tech shot here. Over curling. Does tap that red stone onto the rings, in behind the tee line. Not too bad. That red stone is not going to pose too much of a threat for the Russians, and the guard is off the center line.
Мы подержали долго, я уже думала, правда, в перевал сразу.
Eins. Linie ist gut. Sicher drüber. Mach sicher drüber. Aber schauen, laufst lang. Denk mir gut. Super. Sehr schön. Gut. Kann man, was jetzt? Schön.
So the guard in place. And this time Russia will come around.
Yeah, 8th end, Russia want to score here.
Yeah, even just scoring a single here,
yeah,
could have been a great spot.
Хорошо пошел
Try and
валить.
force Switzerland in 9, even give up a 2, they'll be tied home. Tied coming home with hammer, so just key to keep it all open. Wow, this one slipping behind T is not that great for Russia.
So again, this is the key shot here. As we said at the last end, if you get that good one in, you can spend the rest of the end guarding. So an opportunity now with that one coming back T. Switzerland can come in and freeze on top. Even sit top 4.
Wow. Nästa, nu får du 4. Nu får du 4. Good so. Oh, sit. Quick speed.
Yep, really nice.
Okay.
So now Russia can clear the guards.
Slauft, huh?
Rizanova with the advantage at second position this morning.
Да, да.
Peel the guard, no problem.
One. Is the 5? Yeah.
A real good setup for Switzerland here now. Pretty good shot, Stone. Just keep guarding that. And it'll be hard for Russia to score.
Nog een world. Nee, oké. Sit. Nee. Sit. Okay. Okay. Wow. Good.
Over curls a bit. See if Russia might be ever tempted at some point to come down and move that red, knowing if they keep just clipping the center guard, it's going to be replaced, and Rumyantseva might just have to draw the pin.
Давай еще раз пил тогда.
For now, we'll peel again. Also knowing if they come around early, it might get messier.
Пил есть? Да, да, есть пил. Молодец.
And this is where the Switzerland putting on the longer guard. They don't want to leave that come around. Yeah, bring it closer.
Lieber 3, glaube ich. Also gleiche Höhe, ist gut. 2,5. Gut. Ich kann noch ein bisschen langsamer kommen. Sorry. Ja, okay. 16,5 etwa? Ja. Ja, kannst du 2 Abschluss.
This is where the long guard, they don't want to leave it too long. Russia can go around, but they don't want to bring it too far to be used to run in. Has it left a hole?
Nice.
Давай средним.
I think it might be worth going for. And then tolerance is always clipping the center guard. Actually, if you catch the yellow, you might pinball through.
Wow.
Well, they seem to have a whole bit of room for error here. Wide. Let's see if it goes yellow, red, and through. No, caught way too much of that yellow. Way wide on that throw. Certainly not the tolerance at all. That leaves a pretty good center guard for Switzerland, and they can come around. That is really when you need to think twice about what the correct miss is. Hard to throw it tight to the center guard and have your sweepers try and hold it.
Yeah, because we've seen already that with that big weight, it's not moving a huge amount. So use your sweepers to hold it.
No, it's almost like if you have your sweepers jump it really early, you can maybe even back a rock up a little bit on the big weight throws, especially the way the players are throwing them, usually a little bit inside out. So with the sweeping, you can almost float them a tiny bit out. If you're on them early. Certainly won't move much, like you said, Rona. And that's a pretty good draw from Elena Mattis.
Yeah, really nice drop. Top of the forefoot, controlling that scoring zone.
So looking to make up for the first mistake here, Tuljakova. She resets. Bit of a false start there.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
And runs it back, catches the top red. Just curled too much. Really good effort.
Yep, so close.
Нет, он шел сперва чуть-чуть с той стороны. Да, потом. И только под конец уже завалил.
Does open the shot stone up, so don't think Switzerland will be coming into line 2 here this time. It's pretty much throw straight guard. So definitely did help that throw by Tuljakova. Weight seems pretty good here. Just wide for line, so really working this one. Trying to carve it in. Get some finish. I think they'll get there in time.
Super gewischt. Super. Schön. Gut. Gut gewischt. Gut gewischt.
Oh, good line, good weight. Both skips there, when you see the draw percentages today, struggled with the weight.
А через чужой? Ну просто это опасно, мне вот это не нравится.
Switzerland happy with that one.
Вот так поставь. Ранбэк. Вера, меньше.
Well, thinking run back this time. Knowing if they just peel the red guard, it's going to be replaced, and then she'll be left with a very tough draw to the pin. So, hoping to make some more room by running this back, catch the shot stone. There you go. Doesn't kill it, but moves it off the forfeit. That's a really good effort by the Russian skip. Opens up the front a bit as well. That should make it easier for Russia to score.
Yeah, that was the best result really she could do there.
Yeah, shooter rolls away, gets that shot stone off the forfeit. Switzerland will have to come around the center guard that's off the center line. So that will leave more room for Russia to draw for their single point. They will be drawing against two, most likely, if Vichonka can pull this off. Vichonka saying she was a little bit soft and released this time. Might not be a bad thing. She's come up heavy quite a few times. Oh, weight's pretty good. Doesn't get fully buried, but she's ever just an inch underneath the guard. That might be enough. I think it sits maybe just fully open.
Yeah, the guard is quite long, so there's plenty of room to come around it.
You can be definitely very hard to outdraw it, so I think it's a pretty automatic call here. Just try and hit it on the nose. And of course, Switzerland with second shot, so will just be for the single. And again, Vichonka just struggling to find curl. This is a big shot right here. Just for the single, but a single in the 8th end to take a 2-point lead. Would really put Russia in a great spot. And it will be right on the beak. And for the single, great shot by Vlada Rumyantseva. The score, the one, just like they were hoping for. So Russia very much in control. As we have 2 ends remaining in this game here in Krasnoyarsk.
Так, отлично, мы взяли 8-й энд.
Да, сейчас надо зафорсить. Поспешим чуть-чуть.
Okay. Ja, wenn wir 2 machen, kann man reinstellen. Ja.
Ира!
Всегда так протираю.
Антик!
Типа, это норма.
Антик!
Мы... Гард?
Пятый! Пятый, да. Линия есть! Только вес. Поближе, поближе, поближе. Поближе, ближе, 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 да. Давай, 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 чуть-чуть еще, чуть-чуть, да.
6-4, Russia leads Switzerland. Two ends remaining in this 10-end contest. Certainly Switzerland needing to go all out here for a big score. They score a 2, tie the game up. Ideally a 3.
Ja, ja, fest. Fest terug. Fest weg de linie. Ja, ja.
Had a really good comeback on Sweden yesterday. We're down 4 halfway through the game. So
Nice one. Great.
you should probably remember that from yesterday and think, well, definitely able to set up ends and come back from games.
Always good to have that confidence and know that you can come back. The game's not over till the last stone's played.
Very nice setup. Center guard and fully around by the Russian lead. We see elsewhere that Canada did in fact close the game out on Sweden, 9-1 final score. So just 2 games still out there. Norway tied with Japan, and Denmark with a 5-point lead on Latvia.
4, 8, 4, 10. Van 4. Oh, naar 1. 10, 10. 10 Emma. Ja. 10, back 4. Oh. Back 4 is long. Ola. Sit.
So good, just coming around our corner guard. Slides deep, but that's okay.
Yeah, just means there's room for more.
Yep.
But does pop out quite a bit on the other side. And I think we'll see Russia follow. Not allowed to make a play on the corner guard yet, as it sits in the free guard zone. A free guard zone that was extended to 5 rocks only a few years ago, making the game just that tad more aggressive and harder to defend. And that's through the rings from Uzanova.
Yep. Allez, enchaîne Forner.
So definitely room for more now for Marina Lerche. We'd love to maybe put this top tee this time.
Voor 8. Linie een beetje warten, wenn es geht. Is goed. 8. Zielijn. 4. Warten, wenn es geht. 8. Länge braucht vielleicht. Ellie, wenn Ellie. Ist wirklich noch breit. Hey, Länge in de knop. Deuren nog is immer noch breit. Voor het 12. Nummer vorne. 14, 9. Ellie, Achtung. Wow, in de knop.
Nice line.
8, 4. Natuur. Curl.
Good weight, well played.
Great.
Если что, Гард, давай колодкой.
Hack weight trying to follow.
Меньше веса, если что.
Так может меньше щетки.
Rumyancheva just saying, if you catch the corner guard here, that's okay. That would be the tolerance.
Trying to hold the line here. Oh, and it's one of those ones you make sure it's either or. The shot or the guard.
And there's always a risk playing that soft weight. That's really hard when you're in the head as a sip calling line. And you think you're going to get there. It's really hard to call that off.
No, ik meint is it the way where it doesn't curl. Okay, 11 is good. Push.
So we'll hit and roll off the center guard, I think, from Switzerland.
Anna.
Yeah, great result if she can
Sit.
keep a corner guard. It's just rolled too far.
Okay, good. 10, 8.
Yeah, just wanting to open up that center line on the Yellowstone. Still pretty well set up for Switzerland.
Гарда, скорее всего, -2. А если мы привезем фриз красный? Обвести фриз! Фриз красному, если привезти. Ну, мне нравится, просто опасно снова. Ну, да, опасно. Но мне нравится безопаситься, если я буду пробивать. Но если ты просто делаешь пил, то это... Ты все равно оставляешь гард, можешь вот так попасть. Но давай если сюда. Я бью с этой...
Так, я не поняла, фриз?
Фриз. Да.
Окей.
Хороший вес, легко. Чуть добавила.
Воу. Можно.
Нет!
Фриз.
Нет!
Фриз, контакт.
Сам.
Фриз, контакт. Контакт.
Сам до
Сидеть.
конца. Сам до
Сидеть.
конца.
Wanting to lock this right on the top red here. Pretty good line. Tiny bump, but pretty good there. Double pretty tough to make without jamming on their own red.
Great.
Pretty much going to have to catch the second yellow very much on its side to spring it across the top of their own red.
Even removing one yellow here and keeping your shooter to have 3 counters in the house.
Calling the sweepers off here might not be such a bad thing. It's you need to catch very thin not to do that. But at least have saved that red in the back 12. And that was always going to happen. Just
Yeah, it wasn't an easy double.
you hit the first one, you're always going to catch the top of the stone, and with the gear effect, the rotation of the rock, it's always going to spin it onto the onto their own redstone there. But still a worry for Russia. 3 reds in the house. But now maybe a chance to lift them all.
Control!
I'm just calling control weight, so don't think they're going for the big peel.
Whoa! Control! Поднять!
Just thinking it's more important to keep the shooter in play here. Certainly if they can make the hit and roll over and catch all 3, that'd be ideal. That's a really good shot there. Gets the double and rolls away, sits 2 perfectly spaced out. And that was a pretty good call, I think, by Russia to play the control weight to make sure they keep the shooter in the house.
Yeah,
so easily play big weight, lose the shooter for sure, and not make the double or triple.
Yeah, really good shot. Well called.
Finde beide
Well
okay.
played.
Kommt
Yeah,
dieser,
definitely
die
had a
back ist niemals
bit
im
more options
Spiel.
with that kind of weight.
Mit dem vielleicht schon.
And the end is
Maybe.
completely turned
Shall we
around.
give
It
it a
was really
try?
in Switzerland's
Okay,
favour,
that's fair
and
enough.
now all of a
What's that?
sudden,
I like it, but
Russia
Ich verwäsche.
sitting well.
Ja, gaat knap so. Okay. I kind of like it. Ganze Base. Ja, knapp. Vielleicht auch dort noch, aber... Ja, aber ich finde, wenn wir diese machen, ist okay. Dann wir sind versteckt und nachher können wir diese später machen. Gell, jetzt so viel, jetzt wir noch kommen. Okay. Ja. Kann das so viel? Wow, Board! Wow! Board! 12. Wow, 12. Marina. Ja, ja, muss. Fest, 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 fest. Wow, wow, ja.
Oh, it just hangs on.
Wow.
Nice, Ellie.
behind the guard.
Мне кажется, нам надо второй вести.
А если мы просто ударим вот это вот так?
А если я не оставлю, что им? Мне кажется, проще привести сюда.
Давай.
Везем туда. Там, если что, то зацепился в доме.
Да.
Обязательно
Just
просто
gonna draw
полностью,
here.
да? Сколько по весу?
Two
Единица?
options, really. You can either just keep the yellows level here, make sure there's no double. If you're a little heavy, you can always sweep it down onto that back red and just lock it on.
Yeah, freezing onto that back red's pretty good result because it cuts out both reds.
And it's probably the safer call. You don't want to end up halfway, leave a crosshouse double. So make the call early where you want to go here. If it is heavy, come all the way down. And it does look like it's going to be all the way down onto that red, and that's just a really good shot. Real nice. Takes those two reds out of the picture. And Switzerland will have to try and score with the last two counters here, last two shots.
Блин, опять веса больше. Что-то я не чувствую.
Ну ладно. Ничего страшного.
Это же
Well, interesting to see how what kind of line Vachonka will get here. Certainly been struggling to find curl. That active release. He runs really straight.
Nice, okay. Linie gut. Muskerle.
Geen vier.
There's lots of room on the guard.
Are we
And
over?
really starting to move here now. Pretty good.
Super, Vici. Klebt man fest?
Вот этот хорошо так подваливал. Если я сейчас сделаю такой же
Как
вес,
steht?
Просто фриз сюда. Просто фриз, Влад, у нас времени не очень
Фриз-степ.
много. Давай. Я оставлю тебе ту же щетку.
давай.
Сколько у тебя сейчас было? 8 больше. 8, 6. Чуть-чуть меньше.
Фристеп.
Угу. Повтор веса?
Да. Блин, вообще его видно, кстати. Плюсик побольше был, побольше.
Внимательно вес.
Вау!
Можно оставить до. 6 за. Это поменьше.
Ира!
Поменьше.
Ира, свист!
Свист! Да, свист! Давай, 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 давай,
Doesn't tap it far enough to light two.
Спасибо.
So can Switzerland chase that shooter? Tap it up for the deuce.
Yeah, it was nearly perfect. Just a fraction more running. Would have been ideal. Lie two separated, forced the draw for one.
Ja, eindelijk.
So needing really good weight control here. You saw how Vichonka had quite a lot of room on the guard with the draw. So just throw backline weight. Pretty much the same line. This one's curling early though. Can they get it past the guard? No, they can't. And it's going to wreck all over the guard. And it's going to be steal of one for Russia. Wow. Just don't think she got all the way out to the broom on that one. just curled early for them. So Russia now with a 7-4 lead after 9 ends. 1 to go.
Okay. Allez. Okay. Come on. Mitt svar kvar nu.
Да,
у меня ошибка в сильнее.
Да, конечно, проброс.
Спешите, я думаю. Там еще белое время.
Дом. Да, мы ждем время. Садись. Так, ошибаюсь в проброс. Да, ждем пока.
По-моему, это проброс.
Пока ждем. Пока подождем.
Нет, садиться.
Да.
Вау!
Показал.
Нет, жди.
Ничего ждать, понятно.
Сам до конца, я
Пока
очень много
прямо
близко.
идет. Это Тилайн.
Хорошо.
Тилайн.
Хорошо.
We are down to the 10th end in this game between Switzerland and Russia. Second women's session, 4th altogether. When we include the men who will play this afternoon. World Junior Curling Championships 2020 action. I'm Sandra Oldbach, joined by Rona Howie. Definitely missed opportunity by Switzerland there. Had a pretty makeable shot to score the 2 and tie the game. Now trailing by 3.
Yeah, it really was a missed opportunity. They set up the end so well. Great play from Russia, turned the end around, but then Switzerland still had that chance to go for 2.
Schöne. Good.
Into this 10th end. Switzerland have to throw everything here at Russia. They need a 3 to tie the game.
Давай, свип! Ира!
Нет, он должен пойти на фриз. Ой, он кажется, садится. Да, супер вес.
Свип! Вау!
Это фриз.
Давай. Свип! Свип!
Кого вы учите?
Супер!
Yeah, nicely played. Switzerland just have to now keep putting up the corner guards.
Well, if they could set up like they did in the previous end, it'd be very good.
Einserhalb.
They also got some help from Russia there, making a few mistakes early on. Real good by Anna Gut. I believe good means good in German. So.
Ja, vielleicht mit Zielline 14 ist ja schön.
That's what we expect from her.
Yep, she's had a really good game today.
Очень сильно валит!
Ой, фу, протираем, Настя. Это...
Можем дома сделать!
12!
Russia just continuing to pile these into the house.
Это точно фриз.
Свип!
Да.
Yeah, well, certainly Switzerland needing to
А что, тебе не нравился?
move them around.
Сколько это было? Сколько это?
11.
4-2.
Great. Okay.
Ich finde das so, Backline, viel langsam, in der Heck.
Bitte weg schon, aber ist gut. Backline Nase. Yeah. So backline.
So a good call by Switzerland here.
Does it curl so much? Okay, yeah.
Definitely, when you're trailing by 3, no need to kill any of these yellows. Just play back ring late and tap them around. They'd love to keep the yellows in play.
Yeah, they want to use those yellows as backing, use them to their advantage.
It's running straight.
Nein, noch nicht mal drauf.
Kommt besser, aber ist immer noch nicht genug. Eli, sehr schnell.
Didn't curl as much as she'd wanted. Wanted to catch that one on the nose.
Давай фил просто.
Does push one yellow in behind the corner guards, which is a good thing.
Whoa. Sweep.
But
Sweep.
red is pretty easy to remove for
sweep.
Russia here.
Sweep, sweep, sweep.
I think they'll just peel it and roll out. We need to add even further yellows to the mix. So now Switzerland's going to take advantage, come around the corner guards, and they'll have that yellow stone they tapped up
Muss so ganz hart sein,
as backing.
sodass es schaut über die andere.
Ja. Fifi.
Ist der Fifi, gell?
Ja. Lang ist gut. Die Leine hinten vier. Lang ist gut.
Schau.
Ja, Linie. Lang ist dicht. Hinten vier. Hinten vier.
Achtung.
Die Leine. Ja. Vier gut. Die hinten vier.
Just a tiny bit heavy here, hoping to pull up in time. Well, actually, corner freeze that yellow.
Щетка нравится?
Да.
Russia start peeling guards.
Sweep. Sweep, sweep, sweep.
Looking to peel the guard closest to the rings, posing the biggest threat. Well played.
Hier bringen wir nicht weg, liegt zum Mitbleiben. Gut.
Wie schnell?
Tappen. Hinten 8 langt eigentlich.
Okay.
Switzerland realizing they're going to have to make a play on these yellows. They're going to need 2 attempts to actually move both those yellows out the forfeit as they're frozen. Can't wait too long. We've seen Russia switch gears earlier in the game. You might be worried Russia might throw a guard on them at some point, and they'll never get to them. So coming down to just tap and sit right on the nose.
Yeah, line's really important here.
Sehr schön.
Super. 13.
Not bad, but just over curls a fraction.
Yeah, the weight was nice. Just wanted to be dead on the nose.
Можем попробовать в самый край сыграть. Если что, просто вот эти два уберем.
Yeah, I see a lot of granite move here.
Ошибка просто вот впил вот этого. Перевал.
See if they can ever catch this top red in the way that it just jiggles the second red a little bit loose from the backing.
Whoa.
Big weight.
Whoa.
Just hope they don't fully jam it and it actually goes out the side door.
Чистым его.
Oh well, there you go. That was the danger. And with that mistake,
Я что-то не поняла, чего она хотела.
All of a sudden, the 3 is possible.
yes, the plot thickens.
Лоб надо было.
Kann noch ein bisschen, also schnell ein bisschen schauen.
Okay.
Ha?
Da ist ganz.
You sound like
Ja.
Sherlock Holmes.
Okay.
Fast ein bisschen mehr als ganz sogar. Maybe we need, huh?
The only problem for
Ja.
Switzerland, the double on the reds is there.
Also, sie bringt einfach den da aus, aber die 2 bleiben.
Ja.
But they also need to get that
Aber
yellow
wenn sie diese schießt,
off the button.
diese immer dort.
Ich habe ein bisschen Angst, wenn
Do
sie
you have a
geht.
timeout available?
Ja.
The
Meine.
Swiss?
darum da ist auch nicht so gescheit, oder?
Ich habe
Ja.
wenn sie geht.
Ein bisschen tappen.
Wenn wir das Timeout
Oder
nehmen,
so,
was ist, wenn der...
dass du den ein bisschen dahinter schiebst.
Dann würde ich noch rein so.
Ich will aber auch rein.
Okay. Ja,
Wenn sie nachher schießt, bleibt vielleicht sicher noch
Oder-
einer.
Just don't want to bunch all
Ja.
the reds together and leave a big hit for Russia.
They will call the timeout. Get a fifth opinion.
Ja, wenn nicht so
Ja.
schlecht.
Aber wo genau liegen bleiben?
Spielt, dass der da je nachdem irgendwo da.
Also sie hätten etwa so...
Die da.
dass da einer gesetzt
Ja.
ist.
So 1 minute to interact with the coach.
Ja, ich finde einfach, wir sind fest sie anspielen, weil, ja, egal, wenn sie warte gar, das sind mit
Will be curling legend Miriam Ott making her way down.
Ja, aber so ist auch so, da ist zwar da nicht das Champion, aber noch ein bisschen stehen.
Wie ist
das so geil.
Sally tappen?
Da hat sie einfacher zum Schießen, oder?
Ja, aber ich habe einfach Angst, dass sie mal Guard spielt und ich nachher nicht mehr Shot komme.
Ja, aber jetzt noch nicht, mit der Ellie. Ja. Wenn du jetzt, hast du nicht das Gefühl, wenn du Corner Freeze machst, so wie
so
vorhin?
So rein?
Ja.
Ja. Also
hast du das Gefühl, sie spielt schon Guard? Ja, nicht das Gefühl, dass sie
schießt
da.
Nein, auf dieser Seite, dort, wo wir gesagt
ja,
haben.
dort, ja.
Nur Freeze.
Und erst mal wir schauen, sicher.
Oder?
Ja.
Denkst du?
Ja.
Ich glaube schon, dass sie schießt.
Ich glaube, sie schießt und da geht etwas.
Ja.
Oder? Jetzt würde ich noch den Corner Freeze machen, dann wird sie vielleicht schießen. Wenn sie Guard macht, hast du immer noch die Chance, halt irgendwie einen feinen Tap und so. Oder halt den Guard öffnen mit dem Backline. Also, auf dieser Seite görlet ja ein bisschen.
Ja, das stimmt.
Ha?
Also so mit rein. Und nicht mal nicht tappen,
oder?
aber einfach nur freezen.
Tendenz schon lieber ein bisschen tappen als
dass
vorne
es so
12,
ist.
oder?
Ja, lieber ein tappen als vorne 12.
Aber ist gut, einfach tipptopp.
Hast du das Gefühl, da vom
Talking mostly about corner freezing the shot stone.
So, like that.
So that's the call.
Eigentlich kannst du genau jetzt mit
Gonna have to be very precise.
Ich bin so nicht so schlecht.
It'll be very hard to put this in a spot where a double's not available to Russia.
Jammt auch so. Aber es ist gleich von da bis da ist alles gut.
Grouping all the rocks.
If they do come in and just freeze on top, Russia could come in and freeze on that and really try and kill the end for Switzerland.
Just looking to freeze the shot stone a little bit on the right-hand side as we see it. Line looking pretty good. Down to the sweepers. Almost overcurling now. See if we can put it right in the pocket here. Just left it here too long. That's pretty good effort. Now you're just going to have to sit back and hope Russia can't spill more than one red. So, did Russia just call a timeout, I wonder?
Может ли она снять вот этот вот камень?
I think so. And Andrei Drostov will come down and have a look at the angles himself.
Просто если это пойдет в это.
Какие варианты у вас?
Мне очень нравится гард поставить.
Not allowed to actually walk onto the ice though. So.
Смотри, она вот этот вообще никак не достанет.
Ну,
непонятно, на самом деле.
мне гард тоже не нравится.
Нет,
Зацепить, возможно, она может его.
Мне кажется, что надо просто выбивать ту пятерку и все, но через восьмерку пятерку
Да,
убирать.
да.
8-7-5. Семерка, возможно, подскачет под наш.
Да.
То есть, возможно, вариант,
то есть еще подушка под это.
Подушка под нас, под восьмерку может стать.
Блин, это стрёмно. А вдруг я вот эту
Тебе
уберу?
в полкам не попасть нормально. Тебе главное пятерку выбросить. И главное, чтобы что-то еще открыто было. Играй нормально на уменьшение счета. Плохо поставишь гард, это, возможно, проигрыш игры в 10-м энде. А так спокойненько уйдешь, и если что, экстра-энд сыграешь.
Главное пятерку вынести.
Да, главное пятерку вынести, и все.
Ладно, давайте. Вот так.
Pretty tough. I mean, you can nose that stone just played by Switzerland with big weight, and the first one go through around the horn and out the side door, and the back red would go, but you would have to catch it pretty perfect with lots of weight to do so. There's a chance.
You could catch it really thin as well and get the back two reds moving. Again, needing big weight.
See how big weight she can throw here. Big extension, that's for sure. And accuracy comes into play as well. Catch it right on the nose here. They're just both going to stick around, huddle on the center line side. Not sure what they were going for. They're sweeping there, so.
I'm not too sure where she actually wanted to hit that.
See the middle rock jamming on the.
Ja, ist ein bisschen blöd, wenn du leist, hat sie nachher
Hill.
gleich noch Doppel. Machst noch 2.
And the double on the reds is now there for our last though.
Hat sie da.
So where can Switzerland put this?
Und so, hat sie so.
She knows she's always leaving that double.
Komm mal schnell.
Who's second shot, first of all?
Okay, ich würde hat sie da. So.
I think
Kann sie vielleicht fast bis du
Switzerland.
Der Doppel ist schön, irgendwie für sie. Aber oder nicht? Überlege ich auch, dass sie keinen hat. Wenn ich da bin, hat sie da. Nein, zwar bleibt sie
If
vielleicht
Switzerland are lying too, do they guard them?
müssen sicher bleiben.
Vielleicht hier ist besser.
12-foot guard.
Sie
darf einfach nur einen rausbringen.
Aber wenn
da.
Da unten.
Wenn da nicht
Ja.
dass es deckt.
Ich würde den spielen, glaube ich.
Finde ich gut.
Ist gut.
I like it.
Kann sie nicht einfach
Aber
gerade
ich
drauf.
habe das Gefühl, dass
Und
sie
dann gehen die zwei.
Ja.
Ja, dann geht der und der.
Ja.
Aber vielleicht jammt der,
Ja.
wenn sie nicht ganz dumm trifft.
Ja,
Und
ich glaube,
das
es kann
auch
immer
nicht.
so ein bisschen etwas
Und
machen.
wenn sie hat sie eben nur den easy Top. Das Ding ist, sie
Was ist weg da nicht? Wieso da nicht?
Der hat ja immer noch den.
Ja,
Ja,
oder
gut, der hat
so,
immer.
wenn du zu kurz bist. Kann sie immer so. Mir gefällt diese.
Ich könnte schon.
Ja, sie kann immer. Aber habe das Gefühl, wenn wir kommen auf diese Seite, diese ist weniger einfach. Und wenn wir kommen hier,
Ich habe
wenn
das
wir
Gefühl,
sind
schießt sie einfach
bisschen
draus und
kurz.
schaut, was passiert. Nicht?
Ja, ich habe
Ja,
das Gefühl,
okay.
da, also,
Das stimmt auch. Okay, wir haben noch zwei zu spielen.
Wir haben 2 Steine, oder?
nicht.
Da ist ja auch blöd, oder? Irgendetwas vor und dann
Nein,
probieren,
ja.
da ein Ding zu machen.
Nein,
Das ist nachher
weil
ein
der
schwieriger.
never be shot.
Ja, das ist nachher ein schwieriger, ja.
Sie hat einfach den.
Aber
I
sie
kinda
hat
like
auch
it
immer.
more
Ja,
here,
aber hat sie
weißt?
immer. Und dann
Weil-
nachher noch zweite. Ich
Was ist mit da freezen?
Wenn wir da sind, hat sie nicht das
Do
nicht.
you think they're lying too?
Ja, aber danach haben sie es doppelt.
Das sind
wenn
dann
sie
They might.
Ja.
Aber es ist an der Corner Freeze
Ich habe das Gefühl, wenn wir,
genau
wenn wir da sind,
Ich finde hier gut, weißt
wenn wir da sind,
weil
dann können
hast
wir
more
einfach Nase.
margin.
Ja,
Hat
aber
sie
wenn wir
fast
da sind, hat sie
Nase.
auch einfach Nase.
Ja, und vor allem, I like it there.
Nase? Nein, Nase.
can't afford to leave a big target.
Für 3.
Only a minute and a half left
Gehen
on
wir
the clock
Zusatz.
here too.
Ich finde hier
Two
sehr
stones to
gut.
throw.
Oder?
I'm not sure if anyone's really
Weil
paying
danach
attention.
hat sie mehr Möglichkeiten für Jam und wir haben vielleicht
Denkst
mehr
Ich habe das Gefühl,
Margin.
umso näher es hinlegst, umso einfacher machst du es.
Ja.
Was meinst
If they're lying to, they could
Wenn
throw a
schon
guard, but there's a pretty big pocket for Russia to
I
just
kinda
du? Oder
like-
dir dort?
draw into,
Honestly, I
and
like
then
it
be
there.
impossible to remove. At the
don't.
same time,
But they could
Because
put an
the thing is, if you
8-foot
come
guard.
here, you're too short.
Yeah.
She
You know,
makes a
not a
double.
long guard.
And this one is open. She has the choice.
and Russia
Whereas
draw
when
the
you're
button,
there,
and there's
maybe
no way
Jam.
you're getting
Wie
it
viel
out.
ist? So?
Almost.
Ziellein.
But
4.
you come into the forfeit
Ja,
here.
das sind alle.
There's always
just
a double.
gerade after
You're
the
just leaving a
T-line.
bigger target for Russia.
I think I'd be tempted to maybe throw a guard.
Erst noch eine Minute, gell?
Yep. So ist es gut.
Coming into the forfeit here, definitely just hoping Russia will miss the double. That's all you can really hope for. Well, it's a nose-hit double for Russia to kill the game. Switzerland
gut.
needing 3.
In de 4.
Muss Kerle.
In het scheurpli.
Kerle.
But of course, don't even know if they're actually sitting the 2 or not.
Meno Kerle. Wow.
Of Galber.
Okay.
Galbkleur
Ja.
somewhere.
Wow. Okay, wow. Ja. Wow.
Wow.
Actually, almost going to slip through here.
Okay.
That didn't really achieve anything.
No.
If you're Russia, you're quite happy now that you've actually
Получается не очень.
got
да?
a shot to play
Или нормально,
to
вот
kill the
тут
game.
поближе. Смотри, если мы сделаем вот так, вот так,
Whereas
везде
if
привезем,
Switzerland had put up a
или тебе не
guard at
нравится.
the top of the house there, made
Просто
it
тут
tricky for Russia.
можем попробовать достать.
They moved that yellow
Просто
rock
если мы, допустим, вот этот пил
to the
делаем,
back, so
то
that
они
double
могут
might
сделать...
jam
Но это
now.
будет,
если мы
им
оставляем
сложно.
здесь ролл, то это дабл.
Подожди, если
So
просто вот
that's
этого пил
changed it a little
делаем.
bit.
Так вот.
Девочки, время.
Она сохраняет вот так. Плюс 3 делать. Нормально. Нас устроит минус
Давай
3.
просто уберем.
Just 30 seconds left for Russia. So the front end just reminding their skip. Watch.
Actually, on second glance here, angle's not too bad for the Swiss. Having moved that yellow back 8, a double definitely not as available anymore, and I think they're actually now going to potentially play more controlled weight to try and keep the shooter in the forefit.
Yeah, if they keep the shooter fairly close to nose, it'll be very difficult for Switzerland to remove.
Then again, that's big weight come down here. So we'll just see how this pans out. Catch it too thin. And Set's going to leave a double for 3. I really think the angles ended up working out pretty well for Switzerland there, and might have been better for Russia to just try to kept that shooter in the forfeit. Double didn't really seem to be on after all. Well, she made a great double earlier in the game. It was only in turn as well. Quite similar. This one though, to tie the game after 10, put the game into an extra. Early on the sweep. Trying to hold the line here. Needs to catch the first yellow, spring across, get the second, but they won't. It overcurls. It's only 2 for Switzerland. That is not enough. So Russia picks up the win here in the 10th end. Oh, almost. A potential comeback from Switzerland again. But it will be Russia to pick up a second win, so they stay perfect. With 2 wins out of 2 possible. 7-6 final score. So pleasing the home crowd, potentially drawing in more. As the rumor spreads, the Russian curling girls are on fire and looking to defend their title from last year. Switzerland will drop their first game, now sitting at 1 win, 1 loss. That also concludes the whole session this morning. All games now coming to an end. And the women, they'll be back this evening with another game. So for them to head on off and get some downtime, perhaps a nap, and fuel up on some healthy foods. We'll see if we can get a word in with the winning side, as well as take a look at a couple of the highlights from that game that turned out to be a pretty interesting contest. So for Switzerland, they will play Hungary at 7 o'clock local time this evening. And the Russian women, they will take on Latvia. We'll take a look at elsewhere in the Crystal Ice Arena this morning. We saw Canada picking up a win, 9-1 on Sweden. And it was Japan to be able to close the game out on Norway, stealing in 3 consecutive ends to finish off the game. Norway not able to capitalize on hammer. Denmark with an 8-4 win over Latvia. And also Korea with a very dominant performance. The likes of Kim Min-ji will prove to be a big threat here this week. So those are the standings. 4 teams with a perfect record so far through 2 games. It is Denmark, Japan, Korea, and Russia. So Switzerland will join Canada with 1 win, 1 loss. So far, Hungary, Latvia, Norway, and Sweden yet to pick up wins so far, but it's still a long way to go in the round robin. 7 games left to play, so every team in the competition still a chance to reach the playoffs. So we have Team Russia ready in the mix zone with Rona Howie.
Second win of the tournament. How do you feel right now?
Вторая победа на турнире. Как ощущение?
Чувствую себя прекрасно. Была очень напряженная игра. Постоянно что-то отдавали очки то мы, то противоположная команда, но все равно дожали и выиграли.
The game was really exciting. It was really shot by shot, end by end. We lost scores, they lost, so it was really exciting, really close, and we are happy to win.
Do you think the fifth end turned the momentum in your favour?
Думаешь, пятый энд стал ключевым в этой игре?
Нет, думаю, что не пятый энд. До последнего была борьба, потому что отдали еще в следующих эндах. Не пятый энд.
I don't think really the fifth end was the key. The end of the game was the most important. We were close in the end to basically go stone by stone and score by score. So it was really close till the very, very end.
And you must be happy with the way your team are playing.
And тебе нравится, как твоя команда сейчас выступает? В какой форме?
Да, я считаю, что команда в хорошей форме, и надо продержаться так до конца турнира. Я считаю, что мы можем лучше, чем сейчас показали на этой игре.
Yeah, I think we are really good, and we have to keep going like this. But I still think we can do better, and we'll try to.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Eighth end. Crucial shot for Team Russia here to stay in control. Score their single, they will do that. 1 point up on the board, bringing a 2-point lead into the ninth end, where Switzerland had a chance to follow Russia, play a little tap up, score the two, tie the game. Selena Vichonka just too soft on the throw, over curls, catching the guard. So Russia taking a 3-point lead into the 10th end. It was a double great opportunity for Switzerland to tie the game, push the game into an extra, but just over curling the Swiss skip. 2 points, not enough. So Russia will win 7-6, being undefeated through 2 games. So that wraps up the morning session here in Krasnoyarsk, Russia. So thank you so much for watching our live broadcast, and feel free to join us again later on.